What is going on, everybody? How you doing, ladies and gentlemen, ladies? Welcome to episode number 10. 10 episodes already, John, of
Dang,
another sports talk podcast. John, how you doing, buddy?
I am doing awesome. How about yourself, brother?
Doing well, sir. Doing well. Have a good week so far?
So far,
Very good, very good, very good. So, football this past weekend. Um,
what's up, Dom?
hey, Dommy, what's happening? What'd you think?
Well, I was happy because I went 2-0, but
Yes.
I expected the play. I expected the Rams Seahawks game to be like it was. I expected to be more out of the Patriots game, but it wasn't exactly impressive on either side.
No, I mean, quite honestly, even in the first half, talking about the Patriots and the Broncos game, even in the first half, while the weather was was still decent, the game sucked.
Yeah,
I mean, you know, not trying to be mean, not trying to, not be, not I mean, let's be real. That game sucked.
it better.
Um, Sean Payton made a massive error in, going for it on that fourth down.
Yeah, he should have definitely just taken the field goal at that point.
I don't understand why, as a coach, you make that decision when when the guy who you're expecting to not lose you the game has not played in a football game in a year and a half, 2 years. I don't know why. I don't understand why you put it in his hands.
Yeah, no, at that point, you're only down 3. Just tie it up. At worst, you go to overtime.
Well,
If they don't score anymore, in the second half. But
well, not even that. They go up 10-0.
It's just like,
And then the other thing is, I mean, you wonder what kind of conversation there was at halftime. But if you're Sean Payton, and as you're getting ready to go out, if you don't go ahead and say, Jared, come here. I don't care what happens. We are winning this game right now. Don't do anything stupid to make us lose it. And what does the guy do?
yeah,
Guy does something stupid. Now, this had me thinking. We all understand that for the most part, right? Most teams, they're not fortunate to have a Marcus Mariota, a Jimmy Garoppolo, the guy down in Carolina, right? Andy Dalton.
yeah.
Most of these teams don't have a good backup quarterback. So I'm wondering, it got me thinking, should a coach, when you make the playoffs, yes, you're not expecting your quarterback to get hurt, but you understand that he is like he's the linchpin, man, right? Like you're gonna live and you're gonna die by that guy for the most part, right? I mean, in the playoffs, that's pretty much what's gonna happen. What's up, Larkin? How you doing, buddy?
Mhm.
Oh, we had Dommy tapping in. We have Larkin, right? You most of the times, right? If you lose that quarterback, you're gonna have a hard time going ahead and winning. I wonder, should some of these coaches that are getting ready that have locked up a playoff bid, if they are in a game and it's a blowout at after 3 quarters, should they pull the starter and put the backup in to get that backup real live game speed reps.
I think they should if it's a blowout, yes. And if he starts making where they're starting to catch up or something, then yeah, you go back to or put somebody in that knows what they're doing.
Yeah. Now, I mean, if you're in a situation where you have your seed locked in, right? Like, let's say, let's say Denver had a 2-game cushion going into the final week of the season, and even if they lose, they're still the number 1 seed. I mean, if you're Sean Payton, do you think, hey, you know what? After 3 quarters, I'm going to put in, the backup. I just wonder if something like this may make some coaches think a little different. The one thing I didn't understand, and I don't know if they knew about it, and if they knew about it and he didn't try and do something, I'm surprised. But I read the article about Bo Nix, and they said it wasn't like he had something wrong with his ankle, that a what happened to him was not an if, it was a when.
Okay.
So I'm wondering if they knew that.
I mean, maybe he was playing with a hairline.
Well, I don't know if when they went in to do the surgery they found it. It's not enough to do much good. It might not, Larkin, but you know what? At least it gives that guy some kind of reps that are not, in a t-shirt and shorts. You know what I'm saying? Or in a controlled environment. It gives them real live reps, especially when you have a guy who hasn't played in 2 years. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it would have changed the game. I don't think it would have changed the game. I don't know that Steve doesn't make that mistake.
Though, if you have a 2-game cushion, no matter whether you win or lose, you're going to still end up in number 1.
Yeah.
That last game of the season, I would have just played the backup. Even if you lose it, who cares? You're still number 1. You're saving Bo Nix. Now, would it change the outlook in the game? Who knows? If he did have a pre-existing issue. But
no,
it does save you your quarterback.
True. But what I'm saying, though, is that at least you have a backup who has seen live action.
Right.
From that standpoint. I'm not saying, look, it's not going to happen. No coach is going to do that. I'm just saying, I wonder if in the back of a coach's mind, they're like, you know what? We got this wrapped up. We lose this guy in the playoffs, we're toast. From that standpoint. The other thing that came out of that game was there was some people that were, that game, with the weather conditions and everything. I mean, what had me wondering, and I saw some people, and I don't think anybody ever answered. They play most of the preseason games. True, very true. I still would like to go ahead and see it. If like I said, it's not gonna. I can't see any coach doing it unless, like you said, John, everything is wrapped up. Hey, you know what? You're gonna go out there. You're gonna play the first half. Then all the starters are coming out. The backups are gonna play in the second half. Stuff like that. I think it has to be one of those things where you have to know as a coach, no matter what happens out of this game, we cannot improve, or we can't do anything to hurt our playoff seed.
Because if you look at Philly did that this year.
Right.
Against us. They didn't play any of their starters.
Yeah. And it might have bit them in the ass.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't know. But from there. But there were some people that were wondering, if New England was the number 1 seed, what would they have done on Sunday? Like, what? And knowing that it was Sunday into Monday, essentially, like what would they have done? What would they have done with that game? It would have been very, very interesting to see where, where they would have gone with that. Because
True.
there's no way they could. There is no way they could have played that game in Gillette Stadium on Sunday.
No.
I mean, no flipping way. I mean, you saw what that game was like in Denver. Number one, I don't think they would have been allowed to. The NFL would have been like, no, not happening. We can't put the fans in. Well, I don't know if the NFL cares about the fans. I mean, yeah, there would have been some lunatics who would have wanted to go anyway, but that's beside the point. I just find it interesting of what what would have gone ahead and happened from that standpoint. Because then there were people who were going, man, when you look at those conditions, you know, should they play at a neutral place? And basically, I think what a lot of people are wondering is with the football season seeming to go a little later now, right? With the added playoffs, with the extra break and everything, should some of these games be played, in dome stadiums?
I think that takes away from the game, honestly.
Yeah, to me, if the weather, if it's not going to put people's lives in danger,
Right.
I think you should go ahead and play whoever the home team is.
Yeah, if it's not like 40 below, I mean,
right.
Fine.
Yeah. These coaching hires are questionable at best so far.
I would agree with them for our defense and OC coaches. Oh my God.
I mean, the Jets can't even get anybody. They finally got the guy who actually worked with Aaron Glenn to be the DC, but he's the defensive coordinator, but he's not the defensive coordinator because Aaron Glenn has said he's going to call defensive plays. They had an offensive coordinator. He was the only guy that Aaron Glenn, my team, that he left, that he did not fire, I think, out of all the big coaches. And then he goes, yeah, but you know what? You're not going to go ahead and call the plays. We're going to bring in a play caller. So then the guy was like, yeah, go pound sand. I'm not going to go ahead. That's a bunch of bull crap. And he left. So now there's like one coach is a defensive coordinator who really isn't a defensive coordinator. He was like a defensive backs coach and a passing coordinator or passing. I don't know. Something. It's amazing.
And I agree with Larkin.
Yeah, I don't think it's
the playoffs shouldn't be decided by weather.
True, but I mean, but what are you going to do? I mean, but you look at a bunch of different things, right? It's like teams that go out to Arizona. It's like teams that go down to Miami, Florida, right? They go down to Miami in September, right? You know what I'm saying? I mean, I get it. I agree. I don't know what you do. But you're right. It's a if you didn't know that was the same game, if you watched the first half and then you watched the second half, you would have been like, did they fly did they go somewhere else?
Yeah,
is that the same fucking stadium? Because that snow came in and it came in crazy. But you're right. It changed everything, and stuff like that. And and hey, you can't. I mean, both teams had a play in it.
Yep.
I think the reason why New England had the better shot at it was because, let's face it, the quarterback. And it's not that, I mean, you have a guy who was, even though Drake May had a great regular season, his postseason has been trash.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been horrible, right? I mean, from that standpoint.
So the other thing I noticed is, how do you feel about the owners wanting an 18-game season and only 2 preseason games? That's what they're lobbying for.
Yeah. I mean, from a preseason perspective, I mean, those games, I mean, they're they literally are like the worst of all the sports preseason games. At least, I mean, so I don't, I mean, but I get it because it's a completely different game than baseball, than basketball, than hockey, right? I mean, even though it's a preseason game, guys are still going, full bore, right? They're not going half. If they go half, then they are going to get hurt. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what it does. I mean, I mean, to me, that has nothing to do. I mean, obviously, you take player safety completely out of it because they don't give a crap about that. It's just about going ahead and getting another game's worth of
Cash flow.
yeah, TV money, concession money, season ticket money. From that standpoint. Does it do anything? I don't know. It was funny. You know, this year we had Miles Garrett go ahead and break the, sack record.
Right.
And Michael Strahan said, yes, I have the 16 game season record. He has the 17 game season record. So once you start adding games, now all of a sudden, so you add a game and now a running back goes nuts and rushes for 2,400 yards, something stupid, right? Now, is that the new record?
Yeah, you got a point there.
That's the only thing that gets me is like all of a sudden now, not saying that records can be easily broken because you still have to be a really good quarterback, right? Right. To go ahead and throw the most touchdowns, to throw the most, passing yards, you're still going to have to be a good quarterback. But I mean, you get an extra game where somebody's got you think about it. And one time, what it was a 14 game season.
Yeah.
I mean, you've added four more. You want to add up to four more games. I mean, so I don't know. I mean, you add another game. So what? I gotta believe you start earlier, or do they go ahead and add it towards in the middle? Where are they adding it?
Yeah.
Now what? Now we're gonna have the Super Bowl around Valentine's Day. I mean, I understand the NFL wants to, and they already, during their season, they already own Thursday night, own Sunday. When they get late in the season, they own Saturday and Sunday. They already own Monday for the most part. I mean, my gosh, I just don't,
I didn't see that they wanted more playoff games. Man, they want that. That pushes the season all the way, like you said, almost to March.
yeah. I mean, I don't, I don't know. I don't get it.
Money?
Huh?
Are they hurting for that much money? Really?
Well, and then if you're a player, I mean, all of a sudden now your game check goes down.
Yeah.
You signed a contract for 17 games, right? So if you were getting,
Oh, yeah, I agree. I agree, Logan. There is more now than there was. Yes.
oh yeah, there are, yeah. I mean, you think about it, right? You signed, for $17 million, right? So you're getting $1 million a game now. All of a sudden now they add another game. Now you're at, now you're not at $1 million anymore. Now you're less than that. So I don't know, from that standpoint, I don't know. I mean, I would not like to see it. I think it's okay where it is right now.
Yeah.
But I think if they leave it the way it is, I think that's okay.
I would have to agree with you there.
Don't worry about that. The players have to agree to a game. They will get paid for it. Well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, there'll have to be arrangements made some way, shape, or form, but I would, but I don't know. I mean, all of a sudden now, like I said, a player who's making $17 million a year, so they're at $1 million a game. Hey, we're adding 18. Oh, okay. Well, we're going to give you, $1 million raise for the next 3 years because you got 3 years left on your contract.
Yeah, true.
So I mean, but I agree. The players will get paid in some way, shape, or form. It'll be interesting how, that whole thing, works and everything. The Seattle game, man, I tell you, that was, whew,
It was a good one.
that was a really good game. Very happy for Sam Darnold, the way he played and everything. I tell you, he's incredible. Stafford, the way he could throw that ball. I mean, I hope he comes back. I hope that wasn't his last season. I mean, he's 37 years old. I can get it if he decides to walk away. But man, he's just so good. He's just so good. But
I wrote a couple times during that game. I'm like, all right, come on now, Seattle.
yeah.
You got to win.
Yeah, I mean, it was back and forth the whole time. I mean, it really wasn't like, there was when I was during that whole game. Honestly, there was no time I thought it was over, really, until you know the Rams had the ball, no timeouts with like 20 seconds, 25 seconds left. That's really the only time I thought it might be over
Right.
because the Rams were stopping them kind of sort of when they needed to, but
Right.
and when they really needed to, they didn't, right? But
Right.
again, they have the muff punt on the special teams, another special team that goes ahead and kills them and everything. Um,
I agree,
stuff
Walken.
and stuff from that standpoint. Right. We have the Super Bowl matchup is
Not
I don't
worth it.
know. I mean, obviously Seattle should be the favorite. But you just don't know. I mean, you don't know.
But that's being played in LA, right?
San Francisco.
San Francisco. No, LA, San Francisco would be the same thing. And they're both kind of, well, no, because Seattle has a dome, but I'm saying cold weather teams with the warm weather wouldn't really affect them. So, I mean, I guess I just don't see it being worthwhile to watch unless you're watching strictly for the commercials.
I mean, the Patriots defense has to play a flaw, in my opinion. Patriots defense has to play a flawless game for them to have a shot. Patriots made somehow without beating anyone good. Never seen anything like it. You're right. They didn't. Their schedule worked out for them because they were 3-14 last year, right? They have to play. They really didn't have to play anybody until the playoffs, and then in reality, they only played They played teams that had good offenses but no quarterbacks. Well, I mean, you never know. I mean, we don't know what would have happened with Denver. If Nix doesn't get hurt.
Right. Seattle is a 4.5-point favorite.
Yeah. But the Patriots had, they had the Texans who, again, the Texans defense was going to have to go ahead and win that game for them. They were going to have to, and they almost did.
Yeah.
When you look at the way Drake May played, they almost did. Unfortunately, their quarterback couldn't do anything.
I was thinking this might be a blowout by Seattle.
It very well can, because Seattle's offense is really good. Kenneth Walker, running back, he's really good. The other guy they brought in for what's his name, Charbonnet got hurt, but the kid they brought in was good. Their receivers, the tight end's good. They have JSN, they have a couple of those other guys, and their defense is really, really good. Yeah, that's right. I forgot they played the Chargers to begin with. Yeah, I mean, they it was set. I mean, they had a very favorable situation throughout the whole year. But look, you could only play the teams that are on your schedule, right?
Yeah.
And they did what they had to do. You can't go ahead and fault them, for that and everything. But look, it is what it is. I see the Budweiser is back for the Super Bowl. Well, that's a good thing. I don't, but the thing that's going to suck is, all the commercials are going to get freaking leaked. So does it even bother paying to go ahead and watch it to see the commercial when you can just go ahead and go online and check it out? Yeah. From that standpoint.
Now, who's watching the halftime show? I know I wouldn't.
I mean, I'm not going to watch it just because I don't understand Spanish. So to sit there and listen to the halftime show and it all be in Spanish doesn't do me any good.
I agree. And I have other reasons too, but
I don't understand Spanish, and that's that's what I'm going with. Even if my daughter was sitting next to me, who her degree is in Spanish,
then maybe
it wouldn't be enjoyable to just hear her to try and have to talk real fast while he's singing. um, so,
Bud Light needs to bring back Real Men of Genius commercials.
yep.
They were the best.
Yeah, you're right. In the past years, they haven't
They
been
haven't,
good.
hasn't been anything that's really stood out.
I don't understand why. It's kind of odd how you figure how they fell off, like they fell off of a freaking cliff, man. It was so good. All of a sudden, it was like,
What happened?
what the? Well, because all of a sudden you had these companies that you truly, really never heard of, who said, you know what, screw it, we're not spending any money all year long. We're going to go 1 30-second commercial, and you'd go, yeah, that doesn't do anything. Why am I watching a commercial about hiring a workforce?
Yeah,
I don't give a crap about that. You know.
I have a job. Thank you.
Yeah. But Lawkin made a point earlier. He said about the coaching hires and stuff like that, and I'll tell you, it's
There have not been any real big ones besides Harbaugh going to the Giants. That's been the only decent one that I've seen.
I don't think the McCarthy hiring with the Steelers is a bad one. I don't understand it. It's definitely a different direction, but to me, something that like that does make a little bit of sense. They probably looked around and said, "Hey, you know what? We would really rather get a younger guy who can come in and be here for many years." And maybe they looked around and didn't see that, so they take the safe hire. What is Mike McCarthy going to do for the Steelers? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what coach would have been a good fit there when you look at their roster. So I think they're looking at it from a standpoint of, okay, hey, you know what? Take the experienced coach. We have this, roster, and let's see, what happens. No. I agree, Locke, and I that's why honestly I think they looked around. I have a feeling, and I don't know any, but I have a funny feeling they looked around. They probably would have. Their last three coaches were, defensive guys. They probably said, "Hey, guess what? We probably need to change that a little bit and go with an offensive guy." And they probably looked, and their MO is to go a little younger, right? Someone that they can go ahead and get in and is going to be there for a while. I got a feeling they looked around. Well, look, when you look at the coaches that have been hired so far, they had to look around and be like, yeah.
I'm surprised they didn't go after Kingsbury, who's looking for a head coach.
He is one that I'm surprised that he didn't. I don't know if he's interviewed for any.
Yeah, I don't know. I know I was just reading up there saying that he hasn't found a team yet that he's going to go to, but
yeah. So I don't know how many interviews he has gone ahead and been on. I don't know. To me, that's the only thing that I could think of from a Steelers perspective is that they looked at it and said, hey, you know what? They looked at the landscape and they said, wow, we don't see anybody out here that we envision being a, double-digit year, coach. So let's go with a safe pick and see what happens. Again, is it right? Is it wrong? I don't know who. I think because of the unknown with the quarterback situation and what they're going to do, I mean, let's face it, it's a little easier to go ahead and, take out a Mike McCarthy at 63 years old, 64 years old, than it is to hire a 35-year-old and be like, crap, we made a mistake. So
sure.
Bills promoting Brady makes no sense. Agreed, especially after the owner went ahead and trashed the coaches.
Yeah.
We lost because of the coaches, not because of the players. Hey, let's hire the guy who was the offensive coordinator to be the coach. I would have rather have seen them bring Brian Gable back and give him a fresh start there as head coach than what they did. The Brady thing doesn't make sense to me either. But then again, I mean, I mean, look, Cleveland finally found somebody that took theirs. What, Munchin, whatever his name is, the offensive line coach, I think, or an OC somewhere. Him, Jim Schwartz, who was a defensive coordinator, thought he was going to get a shot, had a shot at it. They passed over him. Now they're talking about maybe he wants to leave. The Jets can't fill out their staff. The Raiders at this point, like, who knows what the hell they're doing? Yeah, they hired, right. Well, is it Munchkin? It's not Munchkin like fucking Dunkin' Donuts. I forgot what his name is. Munkin? So, but I got, like, you're at the point where it's like, if you're the Raiders, the Raiders, you have the number one pick. Like, I don't know. What would you not think about taking giving Kingsbury a shot?
I guess he interviewed for an OC job at the Titans.
Who?
Kingsbury.
Yeah, but they picking Gable or Dable. Yeah, Saleh got another job after what he did and everything. I think Robert Saleh. I don't know how he's gonna do the second time around. But what I do know is that he was not in that great of a situation, in with the Jets and everything. He wanted he went after he was there when Sam was there, he wanted to stay with him. He was like, "No, let's trade the pick, get some more assets, get some more picks. We can get better players in here." He believed in Sam, and even the general manager believed in Sam. But unfortunately, Woody Johnson, the dumbass owner, who he must have spent too much time in the chemical lab at Johnson and Johnson sniffing, crap, and he overruled those guys and said, "No, you're going to pick Zach Wilson." So I mean, from that, from there.
I see that Cliff has done the Titans and the head coach job for Baltimore.
Yeah. So I don't know. The coaching thing is, again, you got the Raiders who still need a coach. They have the number one pick. Here we are, almost or at the end of January. The draft is in what, 2.5 months ish?
Yes, yeah.
2 months, 3 weeks. And
Cardinals are still open too.
True. I think, and there's somebody else too, wasn't there? Or were they the only two? I'm not sure, but I mean, the Cardinals, they're going to have to. The Cardinals are going to have to take someone who is as green as a green bean, who done anything, or they're going to have to overpay for somebody, from that standpoint. But I don't know who's going to want to go. I mean, look,
I wouldn't mind seeing Kingsbury go to Las Vegas. I would. It might be good for them. He was OC. You're getting a new quarterback. Look what he did with Jaden in the first year. I mean,
I agree. I would think the Raiders and Cliff Kingsbury would be a really good hire. I really do think he would. He'd be a good hire. But who knows? I mean, it's we'll have to wait and see. Again, you would think that would be an attractive place to go. It's Las Vegas. You have a good running back in Genti. You have a good tight end, in Bowers and Michael Meyer. So you have three good, position players right there. Wide receiving crew was a little light. But man, I mean, you can figure you're gonna have the number one pick and everything. You would think it would be a place. But I mean, look, but it's the Raiders.
true.
Their run. I mean, probably the only team that is, one of the only other teams that is worse than them, would be, the Jets and everything. But at least, I mean, for crying out loud, Um,
When does free agency start?
The Jets called John Gruden and were like, "Hey, we want you to come here," and he was like, "Yeah, no thanks." Yes, yeah. Well, yes. I mean, well, you got to, and then if you get past him, you know, you got to go through. I mean, if the Bengals get better, you got Burrow, you got Lamar, you got Allen. Drake May looks like he's going to be something good. You got to get through Lawrence. The AFC is crazy, but you're right. Even in their own division, it's going to be hard. I
Yeah.
mean, they're the fourth best team in their division. So again, what's it going to be there? It's going to be very, very difficult for them to go ahead and go. And because the thing is, you have is it's in. It's not like the other three teams have really old quarterbacks, right? It's not like the other teams have quarterbacks that are in their mid to late 30s, and you're going, "Cool, we got this kid. We'll be all set. These guys will start retiring, and we'll be good to go." No, it's not. It's not going to work that way and everything. So.
So are free agents able to start signing? When does that happen?
Not until summertime, right? I think that's after the draft.
Oh, okay. I can't remember anymore.
I think it's after the draft, but I don't know. It's the coaching thing is it's crazy, and you look at other things like I mean, I don't know, you know, uh, you look at some of these coaches that they have chosen and everything. You're like, huh, that guy. But I think what people look is they look at McDonald from Seattle, a guy who was not, he the coach of Seattle, never played any higher than high school football.
Yeah.
You know, so we'll see. Free March. Oh, March 11th.
Wow.
Oh wow, I thought it was after the draft. Huh. Free agent class is going to be good. Yep, and you'll have the cut down. After the cuts, you'll have another wave of guys that'll be available.
I'd like us to see us keep Mariota, Bobby Wagner. Debo worked out for us. I think Von Miller's the other one that's at least a notable. Lattimore, I know he's gone, which is fine with me. He was useless. It's a terrible pickup. We can get younger on defense. We should be good this year.
Yep. I mean, look, your key is like most. If Jaden Daniels stays healthy, you guys should be in most games.
Yeah.
If your defense plays halfway decent with that quarterback and with some of the weapons that he has, you should go ahead and be in most games.
Yeah. Be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah.
So
what did you think? I don't know if you heard, but what did you think about the whole Bill Belichick thing and the Hall of Fame?
I did not hear about that.
Bill Belichick was not voted in as a first ballot Hall of Famer in the coaching category.
Who was?
They haven't. I don't know, but I mean, how is Bill Belichick not a first ballot Hall of Famer as a coach? 8 Super Bowls.
True.
2 as a defensive coordinator, 6 as a coach. Number 1 in Super Bowl wins, number 1 in playoff wins, I think number 2 in all-time wins and everything. But here's the thing. So he needed 40 votes. He didn't get 40. Might have got 39. I don't know what the number is. But here's the thing that is going around, and it was reported on ESPN, which I'm not saying that is, super duper journalism going on there. I'm not saying they're doing high level investigative reporting. But the reports are coming out that the people who did not vote for him, there were two specific things: Spygate and Deflategate.
Yeah, true.
Okay. Are you going to hold Tom Brady to the same level?
Good question.
Right? Yeah, I mean, the Hall of Fame voting is a joke, and they made some changes this last year and stuff. They said the guy was talking about it on ESPN this morning. I was listening to it. They made some changes for like the I don't know this other group of people, the coaches and that type of stuff.
I
but
guess Eli Manning was on there too, and he didn't get it either.
but that makes sense. I don't when you look at Eli's entire career, other than those two Super Bowls,
It wasn't that.
he wasn't like, oh my god, like he wasn't he wasn't his brother.
So there was 15 modern era players announced as finalists, including first-year eligible Drew Brees, Fitzgerald, Gore, Jason Witten, along with returning finalists Torrey Holt, Reggie Wayne, and Adam Vinatieri.
Yeah, the whole thing there is crazy and stuff like that. And I mean, I don't know. Look, as a Jets fan, I have no love for the Patriots.
Me neither.
But to go ahead and if you were to look at a bunch of coaches who would have been eligible as a first ballot Hall of Famer, it is really, really hard to look at Bill Belichick and say what he did on the field. Nope, sorry, he's not a first ballot guy. 6 Super Bowls.
I agree. I'm not saying I disagree, but I think, like you said, some of those controversies probably. But then, like Logan said, it's been a joke. I think all the Hall of Fames are jokes, personally, even the MLB and all that. It's just
MLB is the worst one, in my opinion.
It is all based on popularity, and that's it.
Yeah, and I mean, basketball and hockey are completely different because basketball takes, international play and all that other kind of stuff into consideration. And I think hockey does too, but I'm not 100% sure. I don't know if it's, I don't think it's the NBA Hall of Fame. I think it's what's called the Basketball Hall of Fame or the Naismith Hall of Fame. I'm not sure what the NHL is, but it's so when you look at the voting and the way it goes for the NFL, it's just so stupid. Well, this guy can't get in because that guy over there, is not eligible yet, but that guy should go ahead and be in, and there's no way that guy can get in before that guy over there. I mean, it's stupid. Look, the truth of the matter is very, very simple. And even in MLB is the worst one. What I don't understand from the standpoint. If you're a Hall of Famer, you're a Hall of Famer.
Right.
Some guys get in. Yeah. That's what that's what I thought, Lockie. Yeah, NBA, they look at everything. Oh wow, you're in the Hall of Fame. Why? Well, you won 3 gold medals, for whatever country in basketball before the US started putting pro players in, all that kind of crap. But like when you look at the MLB, which is the worst one, is that why is it that we'll take Andrew Jones? Andrew Jones was on the ballot for I don't know how many years. Let's say 10 years. For the first 9, he wasn't worthy of being a Hall of Famer. But all of a sudden, something changed.
Now you are.
And now he's a Hall of Famer in year 10, right? You stopped playing 15 years ago. When you're, but then you wait the 5 years, I get it. For whatever reason, in case you want to come back, I get that part. But then you're on the ballot for 10 years. In year 10, you finally go ahead and you make it. 9. Okay, he's on about 9 years. Yeah, right? So it took 9 years to go ahead and get enough votes to become a Hall of Famer. Why is that? Well, because you have to vote for 10 people on the ballot, I believe the way it works. So you're looking at that list and you're going, holy crap, all these guys that are first-time guys ain't none when they played. I didn't think any of those guys were Hall of Famers, but I got to vote for 10. So let me go ahead and check these guys who have been on the thing for a while. To me, it's one of those things where when you when you throw that final pitch, when you swing when you have that final at bat, and you walk off that field in that final game, and I don't care if it's football, if it's baseball. Again, basketball is a completely different story. But or let's say even if it was, let's say hockey doesn't only uses NHL, right? To me, when you walk off that field, all that ice, all that for the last game you're ever going to play as a professional, everybody should know whether you're a Hall of Famer or not right then and there. It should not change 14 years down the road.
I agree with that.
You know,
And Carlos Beltran got in.
right?
He was part of that Royds era.
And part of the cheating scandal with Strohs.
Yeah. So for me, then all those people that did all that should be able to get in.
You don't put Barry Bonds in. You don't put Mark McGwire in. You don't put Sammy Sosa in. You don't put, I don't know if he's still here, Roger Clemens in. You
Alex
don't put
Rodriguez
those.
didn't make it either, did he?
Who?
Alex Rodriguez.
Right. You don't put. you know. You know. What's his? Yeah, Rodriguez, A-Rod. You don't put any of those guys in. You know. But you'll put players who truly don't deserve to be in the hall. Like, I'm sorry, Scott Rowland. When you think of the greatest players of the game, would Scott Rowland come to your mind?
No.
No. Hell no. Now people will go, well, Andrew Jones, look what he did, all those, gold gloves and so on and so forth. Yeah, that's fine. Was Andrew Jones ever the best player on his team in all the years he played? So I just think that that's one of those things I don't understand. I don't really care for it. I don't like it. That's true. I forgot. Manny Ramirez is another one. You can't tell me that Manny Ramirez, when you look at what he did, Gary Sheffield, there are things, that's why, to me, it's not the Hall of Fame at best. It's the Hall of Very Good.
Yeah, because you bring up Sheffield and Manny. I'm a big Will Clark fan. He definitely should have been in there.
Yeah.
No, he never used steroids. It does say I read that up. He wasn't directly connected to it, but he played during that era. But he was definitely the ringleader of the Astros thing.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, right. He was never right. Yeah,
it's definitely popularity.
I think I don't know. He deserves to be in the Hall. Why? I don't know. I just, again, I don't care about it anymore, to be honest with you. The Baseball Hall of Fame thing, it doesn't, it means nothing. People that get voted in, to honestly, it means nothing to me. I don't care about it. It's not one of those things where it doesn't excite me or anything, because I just think, those rats threw. Well, I don't know. Well, who knows? The Astro thing was a nothing burger. They hit better on the road. They might have hit better on the road, but obviously they thought they were cheating. There was something going on, or else those guys wouldn't have gotten in trouble. They were doing, they were doing something. Cora was.
I just read that Beltran was the ringleader. Maybe probably both ringleaders. Who knows?
I think people looked at him as the ringleader because he was like the veteran of the clubhouse, stuff like that.
Yeah.
From that standpoint. Look, hey, it is what it is. I mean, well, I that might be true, Dom. Let's say that is true, but it doesn't mean that whatever happened when he was there doesn't count.
Right.
You know.
I mean, he still had the numbers to get in.
Yes.
So
Uh,
that's where I
that's
give it to him. Whether you cheated or not, you still had the numbers to get in.
He
So
had
we'll
really good
be
numbers.
off of that.
That's what I'm saying. To me, you know what? I'm always gonna have there's always gonna be a sore spot for me because the one thing that I will always, always, always remember about Carlos Beltran is watching Adam Wainwright throw a strike and him standing at the plate looking at it to end the baseball game. When the Mets when the Mets and the Cardinals were in the playoffs. That's always when I think of him, that is what I'm going to think about.
I understand
You
that.
know, I'm not going to go ahead, I'm not going to go ahead and think about whatever it was that he did. What the 435 home runs, the 312 stolen bases, the over 1,000 walks. I'm not gonna think about that. I'm not gonna think about the number of the number of all-star games he played in, or where rookie of the year. I'm not gonna think of all that. For me, as a Mets fan, that's the thing that I'm going to remember about it. And I don't care where he would have. I don't care where they would have been without Carlos Beltran. When they needed him the most, watch strike three go by. My opinion, have your own opinion. That's awesome. I understand. He was a Kansas City Royal for so long. What do you think? What hat do you think he's going to go in with, Lockin? Not going to be an Astro. Not going to be a Yankee.
It
Not going to
might
be
be.
not going to be a St. Louis Cardinal.
It
Not
might be
going
a
to be a
Yankee.
San Francisco Giant.
It'll be either the Mets or the Yankees. I bet.
Not the Yankees or the Royals. It'll be either the Mets or the Royals.
You don't think the Yankees, huh?
No, no, he was only there for 2 years or a year and a half. No, no,
What was the last team he played with?
Houston.
That's probably what he goes in with. I
That's
bet.
where his final year. Texas. He's not going to go in with the Astros. Not going to go in with Texas. Not going to go with the Yankees. Not going to go with the Cardinals. Not going to go with the San Francisco Giants. He's going to go with the Mets, or he's going to go with the Royals.
Be interesting. It's supposed to be what July 26th is when they do that.
Yeah.
The NFL one, you'll find out next Thursday. It'll tell you what the votes were for that.
Yeah. I don't think you're wrong. I think he probably will go as a Met. When you look at some of the guy put up incredible numbers again. Hip hip hooray. Good for him. Gold Glover, Silver Sluggers, Rookie of the Year, All-Star, MVP votes. That's awesome. He's a Hall of Famer. That's fantastic.
But
He
you
struck
remember
out
that,
looking against Adam Wainwright in a
that just
playoff game, and our season ended. Sorry. That's just my memory of him. I don't remember the 41 home runs he hit for the Mets. I don't remember I don't remember. What doesn't, I have to think about, when he went to Houston during that short part of that season, and he went ahead and, and led them, when he had that unbelievable, postseason, you know, it is. But, look, hey, that is what it is. There's not a lot you can go ahead and do about it. The Hall of Fames are the Hall of Fames. Good for them.
yep.
These guys get immortalized. They get a plaque. they get some, they get it. I don't know, whatever the bio is below the plaque and everything. Their family is going to be happy. They're, hey, wow, your grandfather, your great grandfather is in the Hall of Fame, and you go there, and good for them.
Right.
Good for them. Hip hip hooray.
All right. So, what other news we got?
Well, let's see. We hit football. We hit some baseball. We got WWE coming up.
Monday night was terrible.
Monday night, I don't understand. I'm happy for Tozawa and Otis. Good for them.
Yeah.
I mean, I know what? I don't even care if WWE puts the belts on them. Good for them. The 6-man tag, 6-woman tag match, whatever.
Yeah.
What
I
again?
haven't watched it.
Whatever. But the main event, I don't know why. In his last match on Raw, unless it isn't his last match on Raw, of why they would have done AJ like that.
Yeah. I mean, I thought maybe you'd see Gunther come out, not Finn.
Yeah.
But, I mean, the only thing I can think of is they plan on having AJ beat Gunther. And at some point, maybe even at Mania, they have him go against CM Punk for the belt again.
But I don't know how. I mean, again, everything that I have read says that AJ's contract is up at the end of February. That's everything that I have read. Every single thing that I've read is that his contract is up in February. He went to Triple H, said, "Hey, I'm willing to extend it." And they said no.
I mean, I guess all we can do is sit back and see what happens. But because again, what you're, and I'm not saying you're wrong, but it's all hearsay.
It is. I mean, I don't know. It's not like they have Spotrac where you can go and look at major league contracts. So you don't is the Royal Rumble a must watch?
I'm going to say no.
I'm going to say yes. And I'm going to say yes because at number one, the men's Royal Rumble is usually a good match. But you do have AJ Styles against Gunther. It could be a retirement match.
True. You do have that.
To me, here's the thing. The only way, in my opinion, you can have AJ win that match is by disqualification. Somebody has to come in and do something to take Gunther out, because you cannot have Gunther. You can't put him on this trajectory where he took out. Now, here's the funny thing is I don't know what's after this, right? But you took out Goldberg, you took out John Cena. Now you take out Goldberg, now you take out AJ Styles. To me, like, I don't know what you do after that. Like, if all of a sudden, are you the career killer? Supposedly, they've gone ahead and
trademark,
career killer. So what are you going to do, right? Like, who's next? Are you going to start? I mean, are you really going to potentially start bringing back? Oh, hey, Chris Jericho, we're going to bring you back. You're going to wrestle for a couple months, then you're going to go to a PLE, and Gunther's going to go ahead and beat you, and you're going to be done. And then, so and so. Yeah, what I mean? So I don't know how this thing goes. So the full card you have, it's a 4-match card, locking.
That's what makes me think AJ might win this one.
You have the Women's Royal Rumble, the Men's Royal Rumble. You have Drew against Sami Zayn, and you have AJ versus Gunther.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, the only thing you do from a standpoint of Gunther of if you have somebody come in and interfere to cause Gunther to lose, you could say, hey, it wasn't fair come elimination chamber in February. If his contract actually, let's say, is at the end of February, you could come back and say, hey, an elimination chamber, we're doing it again, and I want a rematch. And, and I'll put now it's a career versus career match. And then you could have Gunther win.
Right. That would make sense.
Yeah. Four matches, 20 hours. Yep.
I
Yeah.
mean, and for me, it's just to see who they get to come back for the Royal Rumbles because, I mean, I'm almost positive we're going to see Jericho, even though there's been nothing signed technically yet. But I was watching some video where a guy put out there Chris Jericho was one. Big E, they said, is a possible other one.
Well, I got to believe,
They even brought up Maven.
Yeah, I mean, but a lot of these guys can come in. I mean, I can see, Powerhouse Hobbs from AEW, who has got supposedly he's going to have a new name. His new name is going to be Royce Keys.
Oh, jeez.
I could see him. You could see Obafemi. Yeah, Hobbs. You can see how many of those guys are going to get eliminated in like 2 minutes. A lot of them are.
A lot of them will.
They're talking about a bunch of the AAA guys. Is Mr. Iguana going to show up? Is what's the other guy? The guy who's like the El Higaglo of something Viking, whatever the hell his name is. Oh, Oba's already announced. I didn't realize that. Yep,
And with
yes,
Pierce saying it was full to Finn, does Finn take out somebody to get in? Like usually happens in one of these matches, you have somebody take out another. Oh, now you're the hit.
Well, there's only 16. There's 14 confirmed right now, so there's 16 spots to go.
And if Pierce said they're full already,
right? So obviously they got that. On the women, they got 15 women spoken for. They got 15 spots left. I don't know. I mean, when you look at, is Gunther's on there, but is Gunther going to be in there, or because
see, now there's the thing. They're obviously going to put the men's Royal Rumble last. That'll be the final one, I'm pretty sure. I can't see them ending with Gunther and AJ. I can see him starting the show with that. And if Gunther wins, obviously it is. If AJ wins, Gunther's got a second shot to be in the Rumble. I don't know. It's.
Well, what are they going to? So
if they did that AJ match after the Rumble, then I would say AJ has a better chance of beating because he's going to be winded for being in the Rumble.
Well, right now, I don't think either one of them is going to be in the Rumble.
Yeah, I think something's going to happen.
That's maybe
a spot for Finn.
Yeah. So I don't know if, from that standpoint.
But they're saying
Tiffany's not on. Well, the list I'm looking at is from Forbes. I don't know when this list came out. This article came out. This article was published January 28th at 4:20 in the morning. So it was published today. They only had 15 names on the women's list. The thing, each one of these matches is a little bit of a, makes you wonder about, certain things. If you look at the women's Rumble, I mean, does Jordan Grace win so she can have her Jordan Grace against Jade at WrestleMania? She calls her out.
You want my opinion? Who's winning the women's?
Who?
Bianca. She's gonna come back, win it, and go up against Jade for that whole rift that they had 5-6 months ago, whatever it was.
Yeah,
that's just I can see that.
Well,
men's is a little different.
So yeah, I mean Tiffany's definitely one where you could see her going ahead and going back there. I think when you look at it from a standpoint of, I'm assuming we're going to make an assumption that they're going to do the women's elimination chamber again, right? So
probably.
So you got your Royal Rumble and your Elimination Chamber. Each one of those, the winners, they get the title match at Mania. So your champions right now are Stephanie and Jade. It kind of makes sense that you would have somebody win that would go after Jade on this one. You know, hey Mike.
Yeah, they can't see them like because next Monday night you have Raquel. Is it Raquel versus Stephanie Becker?
Yeah,
the belt. I can't see them taking the belt off of Stephanie yet.
I don't, and then Raquel all of a sudden. So Raquel took Kevin Nash's name because now she's going by the moniker of Big Sexy.
Yeah, I saw that, which I don't understand.
Which is a little on the crazy side.
Yeah.
So the women's match is up in the air, to be honest with you. Like I really don't know. I didn't think of the Bianca thing. The Bianca thing, what gets me there is how do you put to bed this Jade Jordan Grace storyline?
See, I don't know. Unless they do a triple threat match, maybe. I don't know. That would make no sense though either.
I hope not. I hate those, especially as a main event. It's bad enough having a tag team match as a main event, but to go ahead and try and throw some of these triple threats for the title things, those, in my opinion, they're just horrible. I know they like them. It's just horrible. But I think
I could see it being Bianca versus Jade.
Just the match on SmackDown, yeah.
Bianca the other girl comes in, distracts Jade. Bianca wins, and now they have a fight on SmackDown to figure it out. That's a possibility there. But yeah, I honestly think Bianca wins this Royal Rumble if she comes back like they're saying.
Yeah, and I think when you look at it from a standpoint of is with the women's matches, right? From a other association thing, maybe a Britt Baker if she had signed, but I haven't heard any rumblings of her signing with the WWE at this point in time. Unless it would be a major, secret. But let's face it, the real truth, the real part that sucks is that they're going to be in Saudi Arabia, and the women's outfits are going to be different than what we would normally see them wear.
Right.
They're going to be in full bodysuits.
It just depends. There's no way in any universe I see Chris Jericho winning it.
Oh, we're talking about the men now?
Yeah.
Yeah, to me, the men, the whole men's part is wide open. I want to know what they're going to do with Drew, Sami Zayn.
I think that's going to be a squash match, I bet.
Because do they put the belt on Sami Zayn in Saudi Arabia?
I hope not.
After him losing 11 in a row to Drew?
I don't.
Yeah,
I'm not a big Drew fan, but is it possible to do that? Yeah, very possible. I just don't see it. I think they give Drew a little bit of a run, at least until Mania.
Drew deserves it.
Yeah.
They are that damn stupid.
Yes,
I got that right. I don't think it's a squash match.
I don't know. I don't think it's going to be a long match. Right?
It might not be long. So we both believe that they're gonna keep the belt on Drew.
Yes.
So to me, honest goodness, the way I could see this ending is them going back and forth. Sammy hits the Blue Thunder bomb, and Drew kicks out. He gets into the corner. He does the exploder. And then as Sammy goes to the other corner and everything, waiting for Drew to go ahead and get up to hit him with the haluva kick. Drew comes out, bang, hits him with
Claymore.
the Claymore, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, I can see that.
I mean, I could see that, and letting, like kind of like Drew winning out of nowhere.
Right.
A Claymore out of nowhere.
That would make more sense, yes.
Because I can't believe that they're gonna be okay. I don't think Sammy would want a squash match where he's going. If he was in someplace else, I could see it. But going to Saudi Arabia, I just don't believe that they would they'd let that one be a squash.
And I don't see Roman winning the men's Royal Rumble. I mean, it's possible, yes. Not a good move, but I can see that. But there's talk of Chad Gable coming back.
Roman against Punk. Roman against Drew.
Roman Drew would probably be a better match than Roman Punk, but yeah, there's been talks of the Hardy Boys coming back to do this. And even Seth Rollins not getting in the match, but coming out to distract the
division.
Division.
Being that all of them are in there.
Yep.
Could this be one of those things? Could this be the thing that, Seth is okay and he comes out kind of like the old, remember, with when with Evolution, right? And they had, they had, what was it, Orton or whoever it was on his shoulder. Then you're like, took him out. Could it be the same type of thing? Could a Logan Paul or an Austin Theory could they turn this into where they were a plant and Seth comes out and gives a little sign and they turn on Breaker and throw Breaker out. They may not last, because Braun or whatever, but I don't know. Something along those lines. It would be interesting.
That would make it interesting, yes.
The men's thing is extremely interesting because you don't have any storylines. Locking
yeah, I saw that. No storylines.
There's like zero storylines. Yeah. Drew, whether it be Punk or whether it be Drew, for who can go for who would be the winner. Now, if you let Finn get in, okay, you have a little bit of a storyline there, but not much.
Right. The other one's really, I mean, yeah, you do have the deal with Roman and Drew, but I mean, that was so long ago.
Right. People don't remember that crap. And you can't have Cody win it again.
No, not a third time.
I mean, you can't go you can't three-peat. You just can't.
Now it could, but I can't think of anybody.
Damian Priest winning.
Yeah. Yeah, the Demon I don't think would come out in Saudi Arabia.
Demon.
Maybe Dom Mysterio wins it, comes back and wins it. There's a lot of people picking Penta to win. I just don't see that. I
don't know where, again, like, you just said, like, I don't know where you go with it. I don't know where, I don't know what you have coming out of it.
There's no storylines that have been built. Like you said, even in the women's side, there's really no storyline. I mean, but you could have that Bianca thing just because they do have a past storyline that they could keep. All right, this is going to end that storyline, and then Jay can have hers with Jordan and go from there.
Well, but if Bianca's going to come back, she's going to go after. I mean, you would think that if Bianca comes back, she's not going after Stephanie. She's going after Jade.
Right.
So if you have her win,
that's going to take that storyline with Jade and her to finish that out.
And then it goes ahead and it kills Jade and Jordan.
Maybe not if Jordan comes out and interferes in the match somehow and distracts Jade. That can keep that going.
But you're talking now waiting until April.
Yeah. Or does Jordan beat her at some point here, and then Bianca just says, "You know what? I'm still going after that belt." I don't know. She's the only one that makes sense winning that, though. I mean, but the men, it's just up in the air.
I mean, you could see if Raquel loses, you could see Raquel. I mean, Liv Morgan winning. I mean, Liv going after the Liv make another run. Who else? Rhea. It is a late Mania. Mania is the 19th and the 20th, I think.
I think so.
Or the 18th and the 19th, something like that in April.
But who would Rhea go after? I would think she'd go after Jade. But then again, I could be wrong.
Yeah, Mania is the 18th and 19th of April. Yeah, I don't know, but that's just it, because there's no storylines.
I mean,
again, unless you make something up, unless you look back at some video and go, "Ooh, hey, 18 months ago we did this. Let's go ahead and do this." Because
the only other way it could go is if Bianca's win would be Raquel winning and going after Stephanie. If she loses, yeah. And she loses Monday night, but then has her at Mania either way.
Right, that doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't, now that I think about it. So, yeah. I don't know how they're thinking. I mean, who knows? And then I read a story that there's talk of bringing Vince McMahon back. TKO has been talking about that. That might help a little bit because of the way he is, but they might change his thinking. Be like, no, we can't do that. We got to go this way with it, but who knows? It's going to be interesting for the men's. I think AJ wins to go on to something else. And then you have, I can't see Sami Zayn win, and that's got to be Drew.
Okay, hold on. Before we go, how does AJ win?
I think he makes the Gunther tap again, and this time it's
and haven't you just killed what you've built up since July for Gunther?
Not really, because they could have another match, like you said, the career versus career at that point, and then he beats him. Gunther goes on. See who's next up to come into retirement soon. I mean, Randy's going to be there for a while, so it's not going to be him.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like that's the only thing that gets me. You've had it just kind of laid out this way, to where you've had three guys wanting to go ahead and retire. But I mean, again, like, who are you going to bring in? Just Chris Jericho to be like, hey, you disrespected my friends John Cena and AJ Styles. It was like AJ, the feud there was because of the way he treated John and so on and so forth, right?
Right. I mean, I could see that being the way they're doing it. Chris Jericho could be the next one, or maybe Chris Jericho's before after AJ. Like, if AJ wins, AJ comes after Chris Jericho. I don't know. Because he could go to them. AJ could towards the end of February and be like, look, since you had me beat Gunther here, I'll stay on for another month or two. I'll lose at Mania or something like that, or Elimination Chamber.
Yeah, but unfortunately, it's not AJ's choice.
No, but I mean, they could offer something like that. I just think they said no to maybe him doing a long thing like John Cena did. He's not quite as popular as Cena. So why would you give him the full year? John Cena's done a lot more for the company than AJ has. So you give him that. But I mean, do you have Gunther? They bring The Rock back and Gunther retires The Rock? I really don't see that happening. I mean, The Rock has been working out, and there's talks of it, but I don't ever see a Gunther Rock match.
Yeah, I don't. Like I said, I don't know where it goes. That's the part that gets me. I don't see where I don't know where all of this stuff goes.
Because like if Gunther does beat AJ, like you said, then where's it go? Now he's stuck in. Okay, well, there's nobody to retire. But are you going after a belt again then? I don't know.
Maybe that's why they call him the career killer.
Yeah, all his matches are career. Your career if you lose.
No, but he beats the crap out of some of these people that their career. Maybe as some of these guys are, their contracts aren't getting renewed or come like that and everything. Hey. It's not your career, but you'll never wrestle in WWE, again, or some stupid stuff, like that or something,
Because really the only one after AJ would be R-Truth. Because they only extended him a year for this year. That was it. And that would just be a terrible match, him and Gunther.
Yeah. Yeah, I think if you have Truth, I think you would have the Miz retire Truth.
I think that would make the only sense.
Miz could be another one. Miz could be one of those. Miz could be on the block for a retirement type thing. Him, his 2 young kids and stuff like that and everything. I mean, he's got to be 40 years, but he's still young, I think.
I'm looking at the Miz's contract.
I'm saying R-Truth time for a long time.
You're saying it was supposed to. Okay, so yeah, he's not going. Miz doesn't have probably nothing going anytime soon. But I could see, like you said, it could be something where he's like, you know what, I'm at that age. I'm good to. Let me see.
Well,
I know he did. He did. He signed a 4-year contract. I thought it was only a year. 126 with a 3-year option. Wow.
So here are some things. Frightful. WWE, AJ Styles, early 2026. This is when their contracts ends. Rey Mysterio.
He's another one.
Late 2026. R-Truth is not until 2029.
Yeah.
Sheamus is until 29. Liv is in 29. Orton's in 29. Booker T's in 29. Kevin Owens is 30. Kofi's 30. Xavier Woods 30.
Okay, so they're saying that he's basically AJ will lose because he has no involvement in WrestleMania 42.
Yeah.
See where Rey Mysterio's at. Through late 2026. So he.
Yeah.
I could see him possible. I mean, I don't know. I don't see Gunther going up against him either.
Dom, when I did a search in Fightful, FIGHTFUL.com. And then I went. I looked that up and it had, but it doesn't have anybody. It doesn't have everybody because like on this
I just
one,
Google search it.
Yeah, it like on this one, it doesn't have Ron Breaker. It doesn't have doesn't have Logan Paul. It doesn't have a lot of guys on here. But I think again, same to your point. Like I'm not sure what you're going ahead and you know excuse me, and what you're doing when you're trying to figure out, hey, what do you do with a guy like Gunther next? You're calling you're calling him the career killer. Okay, then what? Where
Yeah.
is it? And even if you said that Rey Mysterio is late until late in 2026, I'm sorry. If you're Rey Mysterio, there's no way in hell you are letting Gunther retire you.
Now
If
that would have to
anybody's
be
retiring you, it's Dom.
Yeah.
I mean, it's your freaking son. I mean, you gotta be out of. I mean,
And that would definitely have to be a WrestleMania match. I can't see it being anywhere else.
well, if it's late 2026, you could see it being at Survivor Series.
True. True.
That would be a good one and stuff like that. But I think like I don't know. I'm like I said, on mine honestly. When you look at it from a standpoint of what you do with Gunther, but again, going back to this, going back to the women's Royal Rumble, who the hell knows? Bianca makes the most sense. It kind of sets her up in Jay, but it's totally under that. The Sammy and Drew thing. I was thinking about it yesterday, and I was even thinking about it a little bit, before. Hey, Maddie. I was thinking about it before from a standpoint of Drew and Sami Zayn.
If Sammy loses, where does it go after that?
And then if Sammy wins,
Drew wants
if Sammy wins, do we find out about the Sammy didn't read the fine print and there's a rematch on Monday night, or there's a rematch on SmackDown, because he would be SmackDown. There's a rematch on the following SmackDown, and then Drew goes ahead and wins and gets the belt back.
Good point.
Like, that's the only way, in my opinion, I think you see Sammy go ahead and win. I cannot, for the life of me, sit there and go, Sami Zayn wins, and he keeps the belt, and he's one of the main events at WrestleMania. I just don't.
That would be bad for WWE, I think.
I don't see how Sami Zayn is a main event guy.
No.
From that standpoint. So there's that match. Gunther AJ, again, that's another one of those ones from a standpoint of is, I really would have thought that AJ would have retired with TNA.
Yeah.
I don't know if they can work that in somehow to where, hey, I would like to win. I'd love to win the title one more time. Love to be a world champion one more time. Could he somehow go to TNA and win that title one more time?
I mean, I guess it's possible.
Oh, Brock Lesnar is in the Royal Rumble. Could be a main event guy, probably the most over at the time when he was fighting with the tribal buffoon.
At that time, yes. Now, no.
No. I think personally, again, that's why I think if Drew's going to win, it's going to be something where Sammy is dominating, and then he goes for the haluva kick, and either he misses, and as he turns around, Drew hits him with a claymore, or as he's running across, boom, Drew hits him with a Claymore, center of the ring. 1, 2, 3, done. That's the only way I can see that, because a squash match in Saudi Arabia, I don't think that would go over well. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't. I think and I gave my honor like that. I mean, Sammy versus Jay in dark matches forever. Yeah, I'd be okay with that. Again, that's the way that the men's Royal Rumble to me is completely wide open, because
Now, I can see right now, looking at that list, they have Rey Mysterio in. Well, he got hurt Monday night. That could be Finn Balor's way in.
true, that's true. Yep, I can see that. I can see that for sure. But the men's, like, I don't know.
The men's is up in the air.
Right. Because they just had this tournament to find out who the number one. So that's just it. Like I said, when you're looking at it, man, where some of the shit makes no friggin' sense whatsoever is they go ahead and they do this 8-man tournament to see who's going to be Drew's, opponent at Royal Rumble. But you're not setting up like this. You're not setting it up. Say then Cody and Roman are the final two. Man.
I don't. Is that possible? Yes. Do I see that?
Hey, man. I'm all about acknowledging the tribal chief. I mean, and I would love to see him go ahead and come back and win. Now, I heard there are some things going on in that, as of right now, kind of like when Cena first went to Hollywood, right? Not really doing that well, some of his, movies and stuff. So he might come back and do more wrestling stuff, I think. I'm not sure. You don't know with the leukemia and stuff like that. You don't know what that does, for him. I mean, do you have Jacob Fatu win?
Okay, so
Royal Rumble.
That's another thing. Roman is kind of supposed to expire after WrestleMania 42. TKO is reportedly seeking to adjust the contract due to Reigns' limited appearance, creating potential for new discussions.
Yes.
So.
Yeah, but do you
have Gunther retire him?
Oh, hell no. But I don't think Roman is ready to, I don't know. I can't say he's not ready to retire. I don't.
He's just going to end up being on like a part-time contract.
But I think from a standpoint of is they could, TKO can say what they want to say, but they have seen the difference when he is announced to be somewhere versus when he is not.
Right.
And dude is worth the money he's being paid.
Yeah, $15 million a year.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't spoken about Breaker. Breaker could easily win, and you can have set up, hey, Breaker calls out Punk.
I could see that.
Get Breaker Punk at WrestleMania.
If you don't have Seth come in and interfere where it takes the mind off of the Vision and they get knocked out, yes, I could see Breaker possibly. If it comes down to those four in the ring, that would make it a little more interesting to see who goes after each other to knock them out. Now, they've all agreed supposedly backstage that Breaker's the guy who's going to win, but do they hold to that? Who's that, Roman?
Braun Breaker is 28.
Yeah. Logan Paul's probably close to that age too, I would imagine. I don't know about Bronson Reed.
Paul will be 31 in April.
He's saying Roman.
Bronson Reed. 37.
I think Roman might be right around 37.
Oh, Roman. Roman Reigns is 40. He'll be 41 in May.
Okay, so he's 40.
You know,
And going to the women's, do you think AJ Lee makes herself into the Royal Rumble for the women?
oh man. Yeah. And then is she one of the first ones who doesn't go ahead and choose a world title? She chooses Becky for the IC title.
That would be interesting.
It'd be very interesting.
I think if I had to look at most interesting match would be the men's Royal Rumble out of them all.
Who?
The men's Royal Rumble, and this one would probably be the most interesting match of them all.
Yeah, because
like you said, there's no storylines really going except for Breaker CM Punk. That's it, really. You don't have really anything else. I mean, you have a.
well, you do have Finn. If Finn Balor's, you can say, hey, Finn has something, but you can't really have two guys. What are you going to do? You're going to have the final two come down to Balor and Breaker?
Oh, that'd be interesting.
That'd be very interesting. Don't forget, Brock Lesnar is in.
Yeah, and he's part of the Vision, supposedly.
Well,
I can see him turning real quick, though.
Understand something, then he could be the guy who is the monkey wrench in the Vision thing, because when the Vision was together, they all agreed that Braun Breaker should win and do whatever they could to make Braun Breaker win.
Could he be?
Brock Lesnar is not one of those ones who I think would agree to that.
No, I can never see him agreeing to that. I mean, he could be the little spy for Seth Rollins.
That would be the massive twist. Because hey, we find out that Seth has been talking to Brock, saying, "Hey, man, look, he dumped you when he had a chance with Roman.
Yep.
And he dumped me when he had a chance."
You see Brock turn on all four of them and knock them all out.
That would be crazy, because Heyman would be thinking, yeah, we got all 5 guys in the ring, we're gonna clear them. Then all of a sudden you turn around and you look, and whoop,
there goes Breaker.
There goes Breaker. Whoop, there goes Austin Theory.
That would be, and he's got a possibility of winning it.
He could definitely win.
He goes up against Drew.
The reason, what makes you wonder about, you're trying to look further down the road. Would I love to see Roman Reigns win? Yeah. Would I love to see him go back to WrestleMania and win? Yeah. But if you have him come back and you have him win the Royal Rumble, and then you have him go on the main event WrestleMania, he's night 2. Roman ain't going night 1.
No.
To lose to whoever the champ is?
I would like to see, if they do that, he beats Drew, but he beats him without having the bloodline. He's just the tribal chief, and that's it.
Yeah.
Keep it at that no bloodline bullshit.
Yeah, like I said, I don't know. I mean, to me, the only person who could have a little bit of beef with Drew, again, when you look at it, could be Jacob Fatu, aside from Cody. But we got to believe that they cannot have Cody win 3 in a row. No one is going to like that.
No.
Ain't nobody going to be happy with that.
No.
So if you think he's not going to win, and you already know the rest of the list of the people that aren't going to win. You know,
And I can't see Jacob Fatu winning that. Just he's not ready yet. So I just don't.
no,
And they go to John Evans.
oh gosh, no.
Maybe Joe Henry wins it.
Another one, please, gosh, no. So let's see. I'm just trying to think. So we have Elimination Chamber is February 28th, but that's in Chicago.
Okay. So any match that CM Punk would have there, where he would win probably.
Yeah, he's not going to lose Chicago.
It's hometown.
I tell you know what's going to be interesting? SummerSlam. Wait, they moved SummerSlam. This still says August. SummerSlam I thought was moved.
Wasn't moved that to early August?
I thought did they move to early August, or did they move it to like June?
Let's see if I can. 2026 SummerSlam.
They're
August 1st and August 2nd.
Yeah, you see where? Yes. What would be the craziest place for SummerSlam to be?
Minneapolis.
Bingo.
So who's there then? Who would that be for?
Brock is a Minnesota guy.
That's true. Although he lives in Canada now, but still.
Yeah.
It's close.
That's neither here nor there. That's too far down the road.
Right.
But I'm just thinking from a standpoint of Elimination Chamber, that would be in Chicago, but that would really wind up being more or less one of those the winner out of the Elimination Chamber goes to WrestleMania. So you more than likely you would have, if you're gonna have, it would make sense. You have Drew on the card for Riyadh. The following month you have Punk on the card. It's in Chicago in his hometown. Maybe Finn Balor gets a shot there. For after he did what he did.
If you have AJ Lee win the women's, does she also take on Becky Lynch, like you said, possibly in Chicago and win?
Yeah, Sammy could lose at the Elimination Chamber if he wins at the Rumble.
I agree. Yeah, I can see that.
Yes, that could definitely happen.
But do we really want to see Sami Zayn holding the belt for a month? I mean, really? He wasn't good when he beat Gunther, and he went. He held it for what? I think it was only a month or two at that point.
Great question. Well, I think when you look at, let's see, Sami Zayn, title reigns. He was the NXT champion in 2014. He has won the Intercontinental belt 4 times, and he has held that between 2020 and 2024. He was an undisputed tag team champion with Kevin Owens at WrestleMania when they beat the Usos at WrestleMania 39. And then he's a U.S. champion. He won it in 2025, and he defended it in some high-profile matches.
But didn't he beat Gunther for the... No, that was Intercontinental, wasn't it? I think that was Gunther had the Intercontinental at that time. It wasn't one of the big belts.
NXT 3-time Intercontinental honorary. He won Intercontinental. He won that. Where the hell does it say what he might have done? And the guy has won 10 different championships over his career.
It was the Intercontinental at WrestleMania 40.
Yeah.
From Gunther. Okay.
So I mean,
They could want to put the championship belt on for a little bit.
I guess give him his reign. Why then you have Drew come back and win? Then Drew is what, a 4-time champion?
Yeah. If they did that, like you said, it would have. I think that would be a okay. Well, you beat me here. That clause in the contract, I get a rematch at either Raw or SmackDown, and there you go. He gets it back.
Well, Dom, I would say between me, you, and John, yes, you're the only one.
Yeah.
I don't know where Lawkin stands, but if you're counting me and John, yeah, you're the only one.
I understand that, Dom.
Yeah.
It's just not.
If they screw Drew again, he won't be getting it back. It's a great point, Lawkin. If you're Drew, you look what you have done for the promotion. For them to come to you and be like, "Hey, we're going ahead and taking it back."
Yeah.
No, not overall. I mean, I enjoyed Sammy as the honorary Oos. He was fun there. But he's another one of those guys who seems to, get the opportunities, and it boils down to the same type of thing is that from a standpoint of, here you are, you're pushing Sammy, and how many fans really want to see it overall? Like, what percentage of fans are sitting there going, "Oh my gosh, this is going to be great. Sami Zayn, he's going to win the World Cup." And here's the other thing. If Sami Zayn wins, you know what else that means? He's a Grand Slam champion.
Ooh.
Because he won the U.S. title, he won the Intercontinental, he won the tag belts. If he wins a world title, he is a Grand Slam champion. Come on, seriously? Come on.
Yeah, I don't.
99.32% for Zayn. I mean, that's so again, they threw Sammy a bone to go ahead. Look where he won, right? He won, didn't he win? Weren't they in Quebec?
I think so.
So he won in his hometown, and then he's going to Saudi Arabia, where he's kind of sort of a hometown guy also. So they're giving him his flowers, stuff like that. As Lawkin said earlier, it would not surprise anybody if they did go ahead and let Sami Zayn go ahead and win. I just don't. He is Syrian, yeah, but I mean,
yeah, I mean, there's that chance. Do you want the odds on the men's Royal Rumble? Who do you think's going to win it?
What's the percentage of Roman Reigns?
Plus 165.
Who's number one?
That's number one.
Oh.
Cody Rhodes is a plus 475. Sami Zayn plus 400. Braun Breaker 450. I mean, LA Knight's another one, though. He's going to probably come back for this.
LA Knight could come back.
Seth Rollins is plus 25. Lesnar's at plus 2,500. That's surprising.
2,500?
Yeah.
Wow. Sammy is kind of the every person champ. No.
You need to bet on Chris Jericho.
As of right now, Sammy is not in the Rumble.
He's not, but they just put basically all the men here to say, it's just like Seth Rollins, is not going to be there, but you bet on Chris Jericho.
But you never know. Again, Giants, one of those things. Sammy loses to Drew. He's so pissed off and everything. Somebody gets hurt. There's nobody there in Saudi Arabia. Sammy, I'm going to take his spot. He goes in, and Sammy wins the freaking Rumble to go ahead and main event WrestleMania. I mean, there's so many stupid, dumbass
things
that could happen. It's not funny. You could do the same thing with Drew. they lose. Drew beats the crap out of someone gets attacked backstage. They get attacked, and Drew gets a spot, and Drew wins the freaking Rumble
Yeah.
because he has a rage, and he's right at the end of the night. Sammy, I'm coming back after you. I mean, there's stupid things like that can happen.
Although you did pick the Royal Rumble, women's Royal Rumble. They have Liv Morgan at minus 125. Bianca is plus 175.
Oh yeah, that's true. I forget. Yeah, remember wasn't that Tozawa was supposed to be in? And then wasn't that one when the that other YouTuber guy jumped in?
I Show Speed.
Yeah.
He was taken out by, oh God, who was that? I can't remember who took him out.
Like I said, I just don't have a need or a want to see Sammy with a belt.
Right. Carmelo Hayes.
That's
who
right.
took out of him last year.
That's right, because Carmelo got knocked out. And as Carmelo was going back, Tozawa was in the entrance way. They hit whatever music he has, and Carmelo beat the crap out of him.
I mean, do we have something like that again? I don't see I Show Speed coming in, but who knows? Like
maybe Jelly Roll.
He's busy on Star Search right now.
Oh, okay.
But that's not saying that isn't possible. Who knows?
Yeah. It's interesting because again, when you can kind of make a case, as much as a case you could make for every guy, you could make another case why they shouldn't.
Because I mean, you could have Randy Orton win this,
right?
Go for his 15th, isn't it? I think.
Yeah, you could have Cody win and be the first guy to go triple, to be a three-peat, right? Yeah. I mean, it's a great story and everything, but then you can turn around and go, yeah, nobody wants to see that.
No.
It's like, so like I say, like when you look at the names, right? When you look at the top guys, you could make a case for them winning, and then you can, as soon as you're done with that, you could turn around and make a case for them losing.
Yeah.
Roman Reigns, it would be great. He gets to go to WrestleMania. Yeah. But Roman hasn't been around a while. Are you going to try and force feed him? Now, it would be different this time because he has a lot more respect and everything. It's just like, with Trick Williams and Obafemi and stuff like that. WWE has to be careful. They can't go ahead and they can't shove both of these guys, the beginning of their WWE careers, can go ahead and be like Roman. Remember when Roman went ahead and they just tried to shove him down, and everybody was like, oh my God, no. Right? Everybody hated him for it. It took time, and then boom, all of a sudden, they found the right storyline, and all of a sudden, he was ready to go. You got to do the same type of thing with Obafemi and with Trick Williams. Dragunov, that's a guy, man. I tell you, I love watching him wrestle. I love watching Ivan Dragunov. I mean, I just think, he's incredible. I just have a hard time believing, I don't know. To me, it's, again, with some of these guys, we all understand, like, a lot of them are not new, right? They've been wrestling indies, or they've been wrestling other promotions for some of these guys. Not like a what's his name? Not like a Javon Evans guy, right? He's freaking 21 years old, right? He's probably only wrestled for about 4 or 5 years, or maybe less. But some of these other guys, they've been around for a long time, but do you think they're young? Yeah, Dragunov, man. If he was 4 inches taller, oh my gosh, the guy would have been a star a long time ago. He's awesome.
I mean, you could also see almost come into this one, which doesn't make sense, but I think you're going to see Dolph Ziggler.
That's what I want to see. I mean, are we going to see Matt Cardona?
Probably.
You know, I mean, is Joe Hendry? Is he announced or is he no?
He is not announced, but I have a feeling he'll probably be there
You know,
because they probably don't. They probably have the full list of who's going to be in it. I'm sure already. They're just releasing it a little each time. Bigger names like Brock, yeah, he's gonna. He said it on Pat McAfee in a call in.
yeah.
Um, who else? Yeah, Jericho's the number one. Seth Rollins is like number 2 or 3. Powerhouse Hobbs is in there.
Yeah, as what under his new name. Oh, I mean, he's going to have a new name.
But
Hobbs would make sense. Again, what are you going to do? You're going to have him come in, okay, throw a couple guys out, and okay, you're done. It's like again, there's a guy. He's going to come along, Powerhouse Hobbs, and what are you going to do with him? What are you doing now? Is he your Obafemi fight? Like, are they feuding? It's
because they killed the whole Cody Obafemi.
I mean, I understand the wanting to bring all these guys in, and don't get me wrong, if you've been a wrestler your whole life and you finally get a chance and you can go to the WWE, everybody says is the flagship, the number one place, the place that everybody wants to go to. I go ahead and I get it. But man, from a WWE perspective, all of a sudden, then they just start shoving. It's like
You have a
now,
roster so full that you can't do anything with these guys except
right. So now you go ahead and you get whatever his name is. You get whatever Hobbs' new name is going to be, right? You get him, right, and you get less Dragunov, or you get less Carmelo Hayes. Yeah, I understand, but I think he is going to go ahead and skip TNA. I mean NXT. I think he is. You're right. He shouldn't. He should have to go there for a little bit. But I mean, the guy, he's not young. Hobbs is. Let's see. Hobbs is 35. Hobbs is actually. Hobbs just turned 35 years old, so he's not that young. Elias. Moose is injured, yeah, because Moose got taken out. Moose got taken out of the system. Yeah, Elias, I could see him coming up there. Who else? They brought up a bunch. I don't know. They brought up some TNA guys. I think that maybe that other kid. Yeah, that's true. Walking that. I was saying that's what my thing was when I heard that he was going ahead and coming over to the WWE. I'm the exact same thing, and I'm like, why? What again? That's why I'm saying, what are you going to do with him? Like, where are you putting him? Are you creating a faction? Or again, are you putting him in a feud with an Obafemi? So what are you going to do? You're going to have the new guy from AEW come in and lose to Obafemi as you're trying to build Obafemi up, the ruler. So I don't know. I don't know what they do. It's even, I mean, true. Look, the same could be said for Britt Baker. If you bring Britt Baker in, what's the difference?
True.
You have plenty of women. You don't need another one. Same with Anna Jay. Yes. She just got lost right. Anna Jay, the exact same thing. And I mean, and look what they did with what's her name? For TNA that they went ahead and brought back. Cora Jade. Now she's by whatever her name is in TNA. I guess maybe her OnlyFans thing failed. But Cora Jade is back with TNA. I don't know, man. I just like I said, I don't go ahead. I don't get it. I think it's I understand you want to bring in talent. I mean, I completely understand that part, but it isn't. It's some of your shows, most of your shows are freaking have gotten smaller over the years. They haven't gotten larger; they gotten smaller. I mean, for crying out loud, I would much rather have them shave off time off of other matches to get 6 or 7.
Yeah. Make me, if I'm going to spend the money that I got to spend, the $35 a month,
Yeah.
make it worth my while.
Yep.
It's just they don't know what they're doing. I mean, I don't think if they bring
Elena Black is her name with TNA now. You know, failed OnlyFans.
Paige coming back for the Women's Royal Rumble because she wants to end her career in WWE. You're not going to see Edge. That's not going to happen. And Bryan Danielson would be an interesting show up.
But isn't he out because of injury again? Didn't he have to kind of?
I think so, but
yeah,
you know.
I mean, Edge has already said that Wrestle Dream in Toronto in October is his last match.
Man, he's already done all he can do in WWE. So,
yeah. I mean, there's no need for him to go ahead and think about coming back and everything. I don't know. It's going to be interesting. I don't know what they're going to do. You know,
I don't expect Friday Night SmackDown to be anything good at all either. Not right before. Maybe you have more people say they're in the Rumble. That's about
that
it.
in Riyadh too?
I don't know if that one is or not.
Is Raw in Riyadh?
Let's see here. So SmackDown is in Riyadh, yes.
So we'll know everything before that even shows.
Monday night is in Philly.
So we'll know everything for SmackDown before it shows on air, because if it's an 8 o'clock start, that means it's doing the same thing. It's going to start at what, 2 o'clock in the afternoon is when it would be going on here.
I think so, yeah.
You know, so they're not going to show it live on USA. So
it's 7 p.m. in Riyadh. So yeah, like 1 or 2 our time.
Yeah.
Now, does that go on? That doesn't go on USA at that time, does it?
I don't think they'll go live on you. I don't think because SmackDown is not a live show anymore, isn't it all taped?
I believe so, yeah. So yeah, it wouldn't.
No, it's live.
Let me see.
No, I don't know.
Is SmackDown Riyadh?
I hope Big Meat Pete wins the MVP for the Orioles. Yeah, that's true. They do. There is another big storm, so who knows who's going to show up in Philadelphia? They may have to get those people there now, or they may cancel. Raw may be a big change with Raw. Was right, because there is talk about another nor'easter coming up.
There is, but most people are saying it's going to go out to sea, which I'm kind of hoping so, because I don't want any more. Still dealing with the 18 inches we had.
Well, they're saying it all depends on what that low system coming up that's going to go across Florida and then head up. If it goes closer to the coast, then you'll get a nor'easter.
I'm going to say no to it, but we'll see.
Well,
no,
thank you, Storm Cole.
I watch enough weather. I've been all into weather all my life, watching it and stuff. Something I wanted to do a long time ago, but never did it. Riyadh is, since it's pre-taped, basically it'll be live in some areas at 1 p.m., like overseas probably.
Yeah.
But here it won't show until 8 o'clock on USA. So stay off of Facebook if you don't want to know any answers.
Yeah, gotta stay off of Facebook. Gotta stay off of X.
I don't think there's really anything big happening. on that card from what I was looking at. Event details. So the ones that are shown that are going to be there are Rhodes, Cargill, Zane, Charlotte Flair, Alexa Bliss, and Damian Priest. They don't show any of the matches set up, but so yeah, I don't think it's going to be all that great. But who knows? Because I didn't hear anything last week of, oh, you're going to be on SmackDown next week, so I don't know. I think it's going to be more people saying I'm going in for the Rumble and da-da-da-da.
SmackDown Riyadh card. Oh, they're saying that Sammy and Drew will have a face-to-face.
Whoop-de-doo. Sorry.
And that's the only thing they're saying as of right now. That's pretty freaking stupid, man. Oh, boy. Yep. Oh, well. People should stay off those sites in general. Well, thank you, Joe. Much appreciated. If I didn't go on those sites, Dom, I wouldn't get my news.
Oh. So yeah, like I said, I'll watch the men's Royal. I'll watch the 2 Royal Rumbles. I'm not really big on the Sami Zayn or the Gunther maybe, but other than that, no.
Well, I mean, I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be, very interesting. I look forward to seeing the Sami Zayn match, against Drew. It's really going to be interesting to see what they plan on doing, with that one.
Yeah.
We never know about the Rumbles and stuff like that. There's always going to be twists and turns in the center of the thing. I mean, obviously, to me, I think what you're going to see, I think you see something along the lines of when all 4 of the Vision are in. And I don't know how the order goes, and I don't know when Brock Lesnar gets in.
That would be interesting, like you're talking about. If they're before waiting for the next person, and the next person is Brock, and he just cleans the ring.
Well, and they go crazy and stuff like that and everything. And Logan Paul's like, "Oh my gosh," and trying to be buddy with them and everything like that. And he just throws Logan Paul out the ring.
That would make me laugh.
I mean, that's something that I could see happening.
Yeah.
That kind of, sort of, in a way, makes sense that they would have something like that happen.
Yeah. If not, they all turn on each other. That's the only other thing I can see.
Again, unless the little twist is, to your point,
Seth Rollins
comes out. He's not wrestling, but he goes ahead, and
take the eyes off.
He has one of those guys go ahead, and be his, do the turn for him.
And honestly, now that I think about it, that could be Austin Theory, because Austin Theory was doing his stomp. So that is a possibility there.
Theory makes the most sense.
Yeah.
Theory.
Now you throw Brock into it, that throws another loop into it.
Right.
Because there's no way Theory throws Brock out. I can't see that. But he might not need to if he gets rid of Breaker, Reed, and Logan. Then it's okay, well, now Theory can get going.
Yeah, or who knows? Is it, is the reveal that Brock Lesnar and Austin Theory are now teamed up with Seth Rollins, and now we have that type of thing. But you can't do that because then that takes Braun Breaker out of the whole CM Punk thing. This is where all this crap starts to go ahead and the waters get extremely muddy.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I'll be watching it, that's for sure. See what happens.
Yep, I'll be able to now. We're not going up to the lake on this week with the weather and stuff. They still have the driveway and the septic system to go. So we have electricity.
Oh, there you go.
We do have electricity in the house, but that's about it right now. So, well, man, we've been going for a while. It's getting late.
Yep, I hear you, brother.
All right. Hey, thanks a lot to everybody who hung out with us. Appreciate it.
Stay safe. Treat others how you want to be treated, people.
Yep. Enjoy the Rumble on Saturday.
Sure.
And we'll have a hell of a recap
next
week. Thanks a lot, everybody. Later.